Hey everyone, this is Disc Junkie in a bit of a cramped environment. Boxed up a bunch of shit, a lot of videotapes and some DVDs, because I'm actually going to the annual VHS Collectors Gathering again in Sala. Yes, now I'm actually gonna start my car because now I've lost my keys. There they are. Yeah, now I'm actually gonna start my car because I'm actually going to go pick up a friend of mine. This is someone which you might know, goes by the name Schmollywood Babylon. One of my friends, which I met on Instagram actually, and now I'm doing some clever editing, so we are just coming up to the pickup point. So, yeah. And that's actually him walking across the road right there. Oh, what is very sort of Pulp Fiction-y kind of thing. Alright, so I'm just gonna wait for the lights to turn. Unlike in Pulp Fiction. So, yeah. Let's turn off here. So here he comes, Mr. Schmollywood Babylon. Or Fred, actually.
Tjena!
Hej Fred!
Hej, hej!
Say hey to internet!
Ja, hej internet! So, what's happening here?
So now we've met Fred. I don't know what to call you.
Fred?
If we're going by, yeah, I know that's your name, but I mean, if we're going by Fred, or if it's Schmollywood Babylon.
Yeah, Schmollywood Babylon is me on Instagram.
Alright.
Follow me.
Yes, follow him. He posts a lot of interesting stuff. And we actually met on Instagram.
Yes.
Because we realized that we sort of follow each other and have somewhat the same interest in films. And then I sort of realized that you actually live in like the same town where I work. So it was very sort of, okay, we should have lunch, and we had lunch, and it's like, yay.
Yay.
Yeah. And so now we are on a trip to the VHS Collectors Gathering in Sala. This is the first time for you. I mean, I've been here 4 times, I think. What do you expect from this? Is there any idea as to what to think?
What I expect? Well, I've been to a couple of these conventions in Germany. Weekend of Horrors or
Oh yeah, which I know.
Which I love. You should go there sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I've never traveled abroad for movie.
Okay, but it's worth it. They have an insanely amount of movies. It's insane, really. It's like a, you know. Okay.
Is it insane?
So I expect this one to be kind of smaller, but
yeah, I don't think you can have too low hopes for this.
No, yeah.
It's an awesome event, and I love it, and it's very sort of becoming very nostalgic for me, which is why I was so happy that you wanted to go, because it felt like it's not going to be as big this year, and I felt like, you know. But there's a really cool thing, because there's a band playing this year.
Yeah.
And what's the band?
It's Claudio Simonetti's Goblin.
Yes.
Which I guess is basically Claudio Simonetti, and maybe some
we don't quite understand.
No, but still it's Claudio Simonetti, and that's cool. I actually brought the new remastered vinyl of Tenebrae soundtrack.
The thing is, you know, shameful as it is, I haven't seen all of these classic Italian horror films that feature the Goblin soundtracks.
Yeah.
That's also part of why I felt that it wasn't as interesting to go alone, because it's like, why, you know, I don't get as much out of the music part of it. But then when you wanted to go and were excited about Goblin, I felt like, well, this is really cool. So I started listening to some of the music more and felt like this is really cool music. Yeah. So even if I don't know the movies, I'm still getting a kick out of seeing them, or him, seeing him live. We don't quite know.
Well, I saw another version of Goblin last year, which is basically all the other members except Claudio Simonetti. So this is only Claudio Simonetti and without the other.
Yeah.
So
then it's just like not Claudio Simonetti's Goblin.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it, but you know, it's still Simonetti, and Simonetti is really good.
Yeah.
So I must confess that I'm a little bit nervous, because I've been out of, you know, the classic, you know, movie collector community for many years. I collect movies, but I'm not so involved in especially the Swedish tape collectors. So I saw that there's a lot of people I had contact with maybe 10-15 years ago coming. And a couple of more newly acquaintances. But you know, we'll see. We'll be fine. If you don't find me anywhere, I'm probably outside crying or something.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to go find you and we'll
that's good.
back.
Yeah.
That's for now. So we're gonna have some lunch and then we might come back to, you know, once we actually arrive to the place, which I can never find despite going here once a year. Sorry for that sun glare. Yeah, sorry about the sun. We've been here for quite a while now. We had some pizza.
Yes, we had pizza
for dinner, which we ordered here.
With pineapple on, which was a kind of mistake from my side. I didn't know.
Oh, you had pineapple on your pizza?
Yeah, I don't like pineapple.
Right. Yeah. I always get pineapple on my pizza.
Oh, you sick guy.
Yeah, you sick pineapple guy. Banana and pineapple and curry. And I put some, you say béarnaise? I don't know what you say.
No, I don't know.
Béarnaise sauce on that. It's like the only pizza I eat. It's very strange.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we've been here for quite a while. I sold some stuff. I sold like 2 VHS tapes and I brought like 50 or something. So, but I did actually sell a DVD box set of the old James Bond briefcase.
Yeah, there's the silver briefcase.
Which was pretty fun because I never thought that would sell. So that's cool.
Me either.
Yeah. But we also did actually buy some stuff.
The rest I bought is inside the concert hall.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Flip this around. Okay. So what we got? Okay. Yeah, you can. Let me just move here. Right? It's very. You can stop moving them around. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Go.
Okay, this is 2 of the movies I bought. Jug Face I bought like for 20 kronor.
Yeah.
It's with Larry Fessenden, and I love Larry Fessenden. And this one is Al Adamson movie called Lucifer's Women, also known as Dr. Acula, I think, or Dr. Dracula, I don't know.
I recognize that title.
Yeah, it was on
Dr.
Channel
Acula.
5.
Yeah.
And why I bought this basically is because my good old dead friend Anton LaVey designed the Black Mass using this one, so I had to own it. I also bought a couple of Jess Franco movies and one more movie. What was that? It was Sweden, Heaven and Hell from Club Super 8.
Okay.
It's this Italian documentary about it. I owned a copy before, but the disc is gone, so I had to buy it again.
Okay. Well, so that's somewhat successful then.
Yeah, I would say so. And you?
I got some stuff, some of which is in here. A bunch of tapes which were cheap for like 10 crowns each. Got the Shining on Swedish VHS. Here's something called, I don't know what the original title of this is. Personal Choice. Apparently a film with Martin Sheen.
Is it some UFO stuff? Or?
I have no idea.
There's some space?
Yeah, some space and some stuff. Summerfield, which I've never heard of, but it sounded pretty cool. We got Vigilante, which you recommended.
Oh, I love this movie. It's such a great
film. Movie. I haven't seen it all, but I recognize this cover.
Yeah, you will like it.
Bought a copy of the Wraith small box, which I basically bought because I got a friend who I think might want that. This is really weird. This is a VHS released in Barcelona, but the language is Swedish. It's a sort of classic Swedish film called Ronja. It's called Ronja Rövardotter in original.
Are you sure it's just Swedish? Maybe it's dubbed into Spanish.
It might be dubbed. I don't honestly.
Version doblada. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. It's the doblada version. But I found it so curious that a film which is originally of Swedish language was released like this.
It's not a bad movie.
No, I thought it was kind of interesting. Pet Sematary, cheap yellow SLT. I might own that. I don't know. I sort of forgot about it. Something called Thunder Run, which I know nothing about, but I sort of like the cover.
It looks very cool. It's just explosions and flying motocross.
It's like a Michael Bay. Explosions everywhere.
I think that's a good one.
Finally, I got the Warriors, a Swedish copy from SLT. This was all like a very sort of cheap stack, just 10 crowns each, so I figured what the hell. I don't know if I bought more stuff that I have in there, but I don't think so. I think this is basically all I got so far.
Yeah, I got my vinyl signed by Claudio Simonetti also.
Oh yeah, this is so fun that you managed to do that beforehand and all that.
To be safe, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, have to stress around or something like that.
So now we are essentially waiting for, they're going to be doing like an interview, 30-40 minutes maybe, and then there's going to be the concert. Yeah. So,
and they rehearsing in there now. I don't know if you can hear that. You hear some bass right now.
We can add some bass later. We'll just
Isn't
add
that a fish, by the way? A bass?
A bass, yeah, it is.
Yeah, so you can hear some fish playing.
Yeah, you can hear like some... I don't know. Okay, so if nothing else, that's it for now, I guess.
Yep.
All right.
Recording the Cherry 5 album during the same period when we did Profondo Rosso. And so actually this should be, it could be two different projects, Deep Red and Cherry 5, no? So the record label decided to change the name for the both different projects.
I've now gone back to the car because I wanted to show you some additional stuff which I bought. We are done with the Claudio Simonetti interview and now we are waiting for the sort of live concert to start. First thing I got is this re-released limited edition vinyl record. It's an EP, so it's not very big, and it's this really weird Swedish album which has a story of its own. Really strange artist who was self-published, has a really strange vocal sound. For years and years nobody knew who he was, and this one-of-a-kind record was really, you know, high-priced collectible. It was really a big mystery, and then they made a documentary about it and they were able to actually track down the guy who made the record based on someone actually recognizing like this old photo. Like, I think I know the guy, and it sort of got back to him that he had become this underground star and he didn't even know about this. You know, he made this record back in his youth and it's one of those careers which he never, you know, continued. So this is a new limited edition, limited to 996 copies, so I decided to pick this up because it was cheap and it's one of those records which I've heard about. I know not a very high priced collectible yet, at least, but it's basically the only physical version you can get of this album, so I really wanted it for the pure strangeness of it. Then we got some X-rated stuff. Not sure if I can show this, but here's a Super 8 movie called Slave Training. There's actually no nudity in this picture, at least not any that I can see, because it's such a bad picture, so hopefully I won't be flagged for any of this. Here's a VHS copy of Texas Chainsaw, a Dutch cassette only. Typical sort of old 80s VHS porn film called Backpackers. I don't know anything about it, but I really liked the retro style cover. I'm not going to show you anything from the back, but Backpackers. Next up is something called Candid Camera Goes to a Sex Show. This is a very strange tape. It looks so bootleggish. I mean, you got like Viking Video is a label which I thought didn't really release pornography. You had a copied logo for fucking Wizard Video up here, and then you got Viking Video down here, Viking on the spine, but as you can see, it's like they copied a label onto it. I don't know, it's a whole big thing. I have no idea what this is, but I found it so strange. It wasn't particularly expensive, so I really wanted it. We got another porn tape. And yes, this has nipples on it, but this is actually an illustrated cover. Hopefully I can show this, but I'm not going to show you the back. Then we got a Swedish DVD called Strandhugg. The only reason I bought this is because I know that there's a bonus film on here called The Intruders, which I've been dying to see. It's an old sort of lost cult Swedish film, sort of erotic thriller or action. Then we got Immoral Tales on Blu-ray, which is also one of those movies which I've been wanting to see. And we got Forgotten Silver, which is actually a Peter Jackson movie. Lesser known film, basically a fake documentary, and you know I'm really into that kind of stuff. And lastly we got another one of those weirdo animated titles, which I also don't know if I can show, but it's cartoonish, so yeah, whatever. That is my little stack of weirdness for this time around. I think we can actually just go ahead and get into the live show now, so let's do it.
Suspiria.
Okay, so we are on the road back. We have just finished watching Claudio Simonetti's Goblin
Yes,
concert,
yes.
and I loved it. I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect, seeing as I don't really know the band from before or know the music very much. But I thought it was awesome. It was a really cool live show, a very sort of very intense band to see on stage, I gotta say.
I was a bit worried. They needed like 10 minutes or something to warm up, to get more tight. But after that, it was awesome. I mean, Profondo Rosso theme and Dawn of the Dead. You know, all this was amazing to hear live.
Yeah.
And Simonetti is a great keyboard player.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like they got a really good response from the crowd as well. Just a very nice interaction with the audience, or sort of felt like people really got into the music and got a very positive response. So.
Did you sell any tapes?
I did. I actually sold quite a lot. It was like up until we had dinner, it was like nothing. I was like, is nobody gonna buy tapes this year? It was like, you know, hardly anyone was in there. It felt like I sold more stuff in the parking lot than I did selling stuff indoors. But that's usually the way it is, you know. As the night draws to a close, people just tend to be a little bit more drunk and a little bit less, you know, people just buy anything, think like, oh, you have that? Well, yeah, I gotta have that. And you're like, okay. You didn't want to buy this 3 hours ago, but okay.
People are more easily manipulated.
I would say so. But I mean, I brought a whole bag this year, which was just DVDs, which I just put a paper on saying like, DVDs are free, and then I just left this bag at the parking lot.
So some very drunk guy, crawling around in this bag.
Very drunk people sort of diving into this bag, literally. I mean, I had a great time, and I've gone here for quite a few years now, and it's really nostalgic to me. It feels like you really dug this as well, so hopefully we can do this more times.
Yeah, absolutely. Big surprise, really nice people, and you know, Ronnie who organized this did a great job.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I'm very positive. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this next year.
Yeah,
I'm really good.
That's awesome. This is it from Disc Junkie and Schmallerwood Babylon.
Yes. Thank you.
So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and see you all next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.